Okay. I don't know about any of you, but making videos is intimidating. So I am forcing myself to get through this, to get better at it. So hopefully the next several videos that you see will get better and better and better each time. This might be a blooper that I cut out, but I kind of love that you guys can see the messy middle of me trying to create this YouTube channel. Hello, my name is Tia, and I am the owner of Tia Dawn Photography. I am a portrait photographer and an educator, and I am obsessed with incorporating style and fashion DIY into my photography. So for my very first YouTube video, I have decided to kind of ease in just a little bit and show you guys how I created this beautiful butterfly veil. Honestly, I ordered 2 things and I made this. My process, for those of you who are photographers who are always kind of wondering how I come up with my creative projects, I tend to be inspired by Pinterest. So if I'm just really wanting something new, something cool, something fresh that I have not shot before, I will first get on Pinterest and just type in things like editorial maternity shoot, high fashion maternity, editorial photography. Things like that, when you search for them, typically will give you more creative ideas, because the word editorial just in general typically means a little bit more outside the box, a little bit less everyday. So I got on Pinterest, and as I was scrolling through Pinterest, I came across this image of a girl. She was nude, and she just had a white veil over her that had all these gorgeous white butterflies all over it. And it was such a feminine, beautiful, soft vibe. It was just so beautiful. And I was like, you know what? I want to recreate this for a shoot instead of spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to just buy something similar off the rack. And you know, it takes you a million years, even when you're searching like for outfits that you've seen influencers wear or whatever. It's sometimes you can't even find them. So I just love the idea of being able to take inspiration from the online world and then actually be able to recreate something similar with the resources that you have and put it on your clients for photo shoots, because nothing makes your work stand out more than having original statement pieces that people see on your clients and they're like, oh, I want that. So I kind of want to fill that gap and show you guys how I create all of these cool pieces. So first things first, what do you need? I'm trying not to ramble for you guys. I am always rambling because I just have so much information that I want to share, and just also feel like myself as I'm sharing it with you and not like being a robot. So bear with me as I try to get through this video without rambling on 1,000 tangents. The 2 things that you need are butterfly wall decals. I ordered these from Amazon. They will be linked in the description box, but they are literally just some little plastic or acrylic, maybe, little butterflies, and you can double stack them so they can have wings on them that kind of stick out more. They even come with the glue dots, so you can just stick them right onto the netting. So you don't even have to order glue dots separately, which I thought was great. And then the other thing that I purchased was this veil netting. Now I will tell you guys, it took me a while to find this netting, because this typical vintage veil netting only comes on bolts of fabric that are only 12 inches wide. Obviously 12 inches wide is not going to be wide enough to fully cover a model or a client as like a full wedding veil. So it took me a while to find it, but that's why I make these tutorials, so that you guys can skip all the trial and error and all the time sifting through and searching for the things that you need, and you can just get them right away in my description box. So this veiled netting, I finally found it, and an Etsy seller in Europe happened to have it, and I want to say the bolt was like 40 or 50 inches wide instead of 12 inches wide, so obviously it works way better for draping over the client. So I finally found this, and this was the only expensive part. I want to say I ordered like 3 or 4 yards of it just to be safe because I wanted it to drape the ground. And I think it cost me somewhere around like $80 plus shipping, but you could totally get away with ordering a yard less, and that will save you a little bit more money if you're on more of a budget, a tighter budget. So the netting was the only expensive thing. The butterfly decals were literally like $10 on Amazon, I think. So just these 2 things, the netting and the butterflies. There's nothing fancy at all about this. I literally just took a roll of the glue dots. You're literally just taking the glue dots off, sticking it to the back of the butterfly, putting the butterfly on, and I will literally show you right now. I use my finger behind the netting to have some pressure to press into it. And these glue dots, they're not permanent, so they do come off. So the more you move the veil around, some might fall off. And you can do as many or as few as you want. And I did this in white because the Pinterest picture that I found that inspired this look, it was white, and I just loved how soft and feminine and airy and beautiful it looked. But you could totally do this in red, like a red netting veil with red butterflies, or a black veil with black butterflies, or black anything. It doesn't have to be butterflies, it could be ribbon bows or whatever. You just take them, stick them where you want them, and you just do that all the way around. I kind of focused more on the front half just because that's what's going to be showing more in my photos, but you can put them anywhere you want. And I plan to have some right up by her face so that as she's looking into the camera, you'll see kind of butterflies around her face a little bit. But that's literally it. It's so pretty. And then the great thing about it is because these are just glue dots that just can pull right off, you can reuse this netting any other kind of way you need to. I do a lot of fabric draping where I just take different pieces of fabric and kind of wrap them around the clients and clip them in the back in different ways. You really can do a lot with this because this is not a permanent project. So you can take the butterflies off. You could even use the butterflies without the veil and just stick them directly on the client's body. Or you could just use the veil without the butterflies and drape that over the client, or wrap it in a different way to kind of be like a sheer mesh dress with some volume because it's kind of stiff. So it would be really beautiful for fabric draping. So that's why I love this project, because it's gonna be really beautiful and make a great statement for the photo shoot, but all of this is reusable in different ways. So again, just to recap, the butterflies were like $10. The netting, depending on how many yards you get, would be like 50 to 100 bucks. And then you have just a beautiful, elegant statement piece to put on your client. So I'm gonna be photographing this on a maternity client, so she'll be nude underneath it with just the veil over her. It's gonna be absolutely stunning. I cannot wait. I always love when the shoot day comes so I can actually get what I've made onto the client and see it kind of really come to life. So if you want to see this, definitely be sure to follow me. My Instagram is Tia Dawn Photography and my handle is Tia Dawn Photography OKC. I am in Oklahoma City, and like I said, I'm a portrait and fashion photographer, and I love infusing fashion and DIY into my shoots because it just makes my signature style stand out amongst the millions of photographers that there are all over the world. So that is it for this one. I'm trying not to ramble too much. This is so weird for me to even be doing a YouTube channel, but there's just not a lot out there on how to find those things and create cool things to use for photo shoots specifically, to make your clients have something more original and more of a statement on for the pictures, because it always makes your work just stand out a little bit more when it's not just something right off the rack. All of the photographers that I mentor, they always ask me, like, when are you gonna start doing tutorials on how you make all your cool things for your shoots? Because it's so hard. If you get on YouTube and you Google like fashion for photography, or fabric draping for photography, or fashion DIY projects for photo shoots, like really not a lot pops up, which is part of the reason that I've always wanted to start this channel, because there's just not really anything out there. So that's the main reason that I created this channel, and I am just so excited to show you guys all of these cool things that I make. I've been shooting for over a decade, and fashion has always been a huge passion for me because I used to want to be a fashion designer when I was in high school before I ended up getting into oil and gas and then into photography after that. So fashion is really near and dear to my heart, and I love that I am now able to infuse it into my career. So even though I'm a photographer, I feel like I'm kind of a part-time fashion designer. I am really, really excited to finally have a channel up. I've been putting this off for years because YouTube is intimidating. I'm intimidated even just sitting right here talking to this camera. Like nobody's even around me and I'm intimidated. So that's why I've put this off for so long, but so many people keep asking me to do this and I've wanted to do it for so long, I've just been afraid. But what I always tell all of the people that I'm educating is you cannot be afraid. You have to just take the first step. And so I am following my own advice. I am taking the first step. This is my first video that I'm filming for it, so please stay with me because these videos will get better, I promise. But I just want to share everything I can with you guys, and this channel is my way of doing it. So I hope that you will like and subscribe, and that sounds so crazy to me to say because A, I never thought I would have a YouTube channel, like actually sit down and make myself do it, and B, I hear my daughters all the time who are 5 and 6, all the time. I hear them making their own little videos on their iPads and saying, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks guys, see you later. And they'll do these little peace signs and everything. And it's just so cute to me. But now I'm literally saying it to the camera, which just sounds so weird to me. So like and subscribe. And you'll get a lot of weird hand gestures from me throughout all of these videos because I kind of do that when I'm nervous and I say a million times and I move my feet and wiggle my body. But that's okay because you guys are here not to see me be perfectly elegant and perfectly poised, but to learn what I can teach you. So that's what I'm here for. I hope that you guys have an absolutely wonderful day. I hope that you actually try this. And if you do try this, I would love for you to tag me because I always love seeing what people do with the information that I give them. So I look forward to seeing some people actually try this out, and then maybe that'll help me realize that this channel is actually doing people some good, and I will continue doing these videos. So have a wonderful day, and I will be back on soon.